New at 6, a recent review found almost half of the trucking schools nationwide don't meet federal regulations. Northern News Now Sophia Lauber spoke with schools in the Twin Ports today, hearing how the news is being received by the local trucking industry.
Training leaders here at Superior CDL School tell us that while the federal review might cause a temporary shortage of drivers, they believe that in the long run, it's what's best for the industry and the safety of everyone out on the roads. Of the 16,000 truck driving programs nationwide, the Transportation Department found nearly 44% are not complying with minimum requirements, like not meeting curriculum standards or instructor qualifications. Their certifications now in jeopardy. Superior CDL School is not one of the schools impacted, but CDL training manager Bob Knable says the federal crackdown impacts safety everywhere, especially in a transportation hub like the Twin Ports.
That's why it's important that we get rid of the bad schools, so that their people are getting the proper training. It's all about public safety.
He adds he believes the long-time shortage of drivers in the industry has fueled the number of schools preying on students, offering them a quick, cheap CDL license, but leaving them unprepared for the roads. Train for Less Duluth is the only school within the Twin Ports that was issued a federal notice as part of the review. Knable's recommendation for anyone trying to enter the trucking industry and choose a school is to talk to local companies. He says many won't even hire from certain schools. In Superior, Sophia Lauber, Northern News Now.
And we did reach out to Train for Less Duluth today, but we have not heard back. Meanwhile, as we reported earlier this week, federal transportation officials are alleging that Minnesota has been illegally issuing CDLs. They also threatened to withhold about $30 million in highway funding unless the state makes changes. The feds claim some Minnesota CDLs never should have been issued, either because they were valid beyond a driver's work permit or because the state never verified a driver's immigration status. Minnesota's governor said this week the state is following all laws.